The Celestial Tarot, The Fool's Journey, Chapter 3, A New Ally in the Tarot, Magician, Warrior, and King. In Chapter 2, the Observer, along with the Fool, received guidance from the High Priestess, a goddess of agriculture and warfare, at least in this realm, and she prepared them to step through the veil separating the known from the unknown. But the High Priestess, Inanna, could not reveal what lay beyond, respecting the power of choice and human agency. When the Fool and the Observer came close to the veil, they were confronted by the Reversed Hierophant, a tyrannical force that discourages growth and sows doubt. The Observer, once a mere witness, has now merged with the Fool, becoming one entity. Together, they must navigate the oppressive presence of the antagonist, appearing as the Hierophant in reverse, and they must navigate his oppressive presence while continuing their journey through the tarot world, ready to meet new archetypal figures and face further challenges. As the united Fool and Observer move forward into Chapter 3, they are now ready to meet other archetypal figures. The Seekers, now united in a singular journey, must rely on the lessons learned from the High Priestess while standing firm against the oppressive force of the antagonist, appearing as the Hierophant in reverse. And this sets the stage for the continued exploration of the Tarot's archetypes, each bringing them closer to the understanding and transformation necessary for spiritual evolution and change. There is a low rumble of thunder in the distance. As the Observer, with the dog on a leash, enters the temple, it is in ruins. The faint clanging of a bell tolls, and there are heavy footsteps echoing as the Observer steps into this new realm. The air is thick and oppressive as the Observer steps into a vast, hollow temple. The light here is dim, filtered through broken windows and cracks in the ceiling. The world has shifted once more, but something is very wrong. There is no peace, no wisdom, only the echo of forgotten faith. In a house of worship, this has become the realm of the Hierophant in reverse. It is not as things should be. The rattling of chains in the distance, the shuffle of feet, brings news of the Reversed Hierophant's presence, and the Observer moves deeper into the temple. As he continues to explore, he sees a crumbling throne within the temple, its once grand pillars cracked and decayed. Atop the throne, cloaked in shadow, sits a figure, once a symbol of spiritual authority, now a perversion of the role they were meant to embody. This is not the Hierophant as the card intended him to be. No, this is the Reversed Hierophant, twisted by the antagonist's influence, and now he sits on the throne, looking to influence the world of the tarot. The foreboding atmosphere makes the Fool's dog uneasy. As the antagonist speaks, his words are slow, deliberate, carrying the weight of authority. He says, "You came here seeking truth, but the truth is elusive. What you seek does not exist. There is no greater purpose. There is no divine wisdom, only control." A heavy pause ensues. The faint clink of chains grows louder as if tightening around unseen figures. The Observer feels a chill as the antagonist's words wash over them. The temple pillars, once strong and proud, now bow under the weight of corruption. Their surfaces etched with symbols of oppression. Figures, bound by chains, loom in the shadows. Their heads bowed, not in worship, but in submission. The echo of distant chanting, voices speaking in unison, as if reciting a liturgy long forgotten, is heard. There is no freedom here. There is no wisdom, only the certainty of obedience. And spotting the observer out of the corner of his eye, he says, "Turn back now, you, while you still can. To seek truth is to invite chaos into your life. There is comfort in control." The rattling of chains grows louder. The shadowed figures in the background seem to move, their chains clinking with each subtle motion. But the observer does not turn back. Their heart races as the weight of the antagonist's words presses down on them. This place feels like a cage, not a house of worship, its walls growing tighter with each passing second. The air is thick with fear and doubt. The low rumble of thunder grows louder outside, the wind picking up as if warning of an impending storm. But the storm is a foreshadowing of change, perhaps of shift, as the air indicates to the observer that a movement, a change in circumstances once again is in the works. And the observer feels the familiar pull from the Museum of Forgotten Wisdom. The deck is once more in motion, shuffling itself and dealing a new card. This time, the card of the Magician appears. The Magician card depicts a powerful figure standing before a table of tools. One hand points to the heavens, the other to the earth, symbolizing the ability to channel divine power into the physical realm. This card represents willpower, transformation, and mastery of the elements. And in this tarot realm, the magician is made manifest through the ancient warrior king Gilgamesh, a contemporary of the high priestess Inanna. Though not divine, Gilgamesh was favored by the gods, known for his magical prowess, both as a warrior who even defended Inanna against the goddess Lilith. And now Gilgamesh apparently has joined the fray as a powerful ally of the observer. Gilgamesh is towering and muscular, with dark hair and battle-worn armor. He steps forward, his eyes gleaming with determination, and his presence radiates strength. He is a warrior, a magician, and a king. He brings both physical might and mystical power to this battle. Gilgamesh's footsteps are confident, determined, as he approaches the throne upon which the Hierophant sits upon. Gilgamesh's voice is steady and reassuring, cutting through the antagonist's oppressive presence. And he says, "You seek to bind them with chains, but knowledge is not something that can be imprisoned. True wisdom is found in the willingness to question, to challenge what is given, and to answer that challenge accordingly. The truth lies beyond your grasp." Indeed, Gilgamesh was a seeker king more than a warrior king. A mighty ruler of Uruk of Mesopotamia, his name echoing the ancient world, he was both a hero and a magician, standing as a figure of immense power, transformation, and wisdom. And while he ruled with strength and valor, his heart was ever restless, seeking answers to the mysteries of life and death. And in this realm, Gilgamesh's role extends beyond that of a mere warrior or king. He is the magician, the architect of change, manifesting as a protector and guide. With his presence, the wind picks up inside the temple, and the rattling of chains begins to falter as Gilgamesh steps closer to the observer. The antagonist is outraged. "This is foolishness. This world is built on structure, on rules, and without them, there is nothing but chaos. You would risk everything for uncertainty, for a debate?" The low hum of Gilgamesh's power fills the space, a steady, almost musical note that counters the darkness. And Gilgamesh says, "The greatest wisdom comes from understanding that nothing is ever truly certain. There is always a choice, always a chance to carve one's own path. This is not about obedience. This is about finding one's own way." The observer feels a shift in the air. The weight of the antagonist's presence begins to lift, though the chains still rattle in the background. Gilgamesh, standing as the magician, offers a way forward, a way that is not bound by rules or control, but by curiosity and courage. Though still in ruins, the temple feels lighter now. The chains that once bound the figures in the shadows have fallen away, clattering to the ground, and Gilgamesh stands beside the observer, his presence a reminder of the strength that comes from choice. The magician, Gilgamesh, interested in the observer and also patting his dog. And then they get serious. Gilgamesh says it's supposed to be a deck. The observer says thoughtfully, "It all happened when I went to a museum. I observed an ancient tarot deck when it pulled me in somehow. These cards felt alive and not like the ones we know today. They seemed to hold entire worlds within them. And now I'm here, and the characters in the deck are manifesting in this world. It's amazing." Gilgamesh's brow furrows, and he's intrigued. "In my time, symbols weren't drawn on paper. We used gold, bronze, even stone. And these symbols were inscribed by skilled hands that could invoke great power, much like your deck." And the observer, fool, nods and says, "Well, that's it. I became a part of the deck somehow. And now I am the fool, yet still watching myself as if both from the inside and out." And Gilgamesh, with a knowing smile, responds, "Well, we try to keep our world separate from the symbols we wield, but sometimes these objects, well, they have a will of their own. Your cards seem to have drawn you here for a reason. And it might be a reason that could benefit, well, this place." The observer's eyes grow wide. "Well, the high priestess, she is strong, wise, very noble, but I sensed a vulnerability behind her strength. She's a goddess, too, goes by Inanna as a name, but somehow I felt that there might be something missing." Gilgamesh's eyes light up as he hears this. "The high priestess is Inanna. She and I were very close once. She was a goddess I protected with deep respect. It's good to know she's still as powerful as ever." And the observer, fool, reflective, says, "Well, she is, but something tells me her strength may be tested very soon." The warrior king, now more focused, steps closer to the observer. "Well, she's faced many trials, and like her, you will as well. But your path, observer, may reveal things that even I don't fully understand." And he continues, "The power to shape your destiny lies within you. But even I still have more to learn about how these symbols and forces can somehow help us shape our path." And the observer, a student of history of sorts, says, "Well, you're a king, but if you'll have me, maybe we can figure this all out together." The wind outside calms, and the soft echo of footsteps on stone is heard as the observer and Gilgamesh begin to walk forward. The weight of the observer's doubts are now lifting. The temple, though still broken, no longer feels like a prison, and as they step beyond its walls, they each feel a renewed sense of purpose. The wind has died down completely, leaving only the faint hum of energy as the observer steps out of the temple with the darkness behind them. And Gilgamesh, calm yet firm, says, "Good work, but the path ahead is perilous. That dog of yours, loyal though it is, it cannot face what's coming. It deserves a place of safety. There are those here who will protect it, far from the chaos that awaits." The observer, merged with the fool's essence, nods in agreement, knowing Gilgamesh speaks the truth. And at the magician's suggestion, entrust the dog to a grateful villager, someone freed from the chains of the Reversed Hierophant, ensuring its safety. The journey is far from over, but for the first time the observer understands that the power to continue lies not in the cards or the forces around them, but in their own will. And as they walk forward, Gilgamesh and the observer, leading the dog to safety, there is the faint sound of chimes, but the echo of the antagonist's final warning lingering somewhere in the background. And the reversed Hierophant, somewhere in the distance, his voice very faded, says, "They will fail. The world cannot exist without control." The final clink of a chain punctuates the statement, leaving the observer and Gilgamesh standing on the edge of the next part of their shared journey.